Welcome. Now this is where we're really going to break this down even further. We know we've been channeling, we're going from a nightmare into a dream, and this has been activated with the sun entering Pisces, right? And we know we got this activation. The central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. And this is where we're going from a nightmare to a dream. So our connection to the swords, Aquarius, the star, healing, and look at this, connection to two phoenixes being rebirthed as one. The North Star. This is actually the Empress. You guys, this whole entire time, I thought that this was the star. It's not the star. But there's no such thing as a coincidence and accidents, or mistakes are taking us to where we need to go. They're experiences. And they're how we're stringing things together. We know this is the energy of, this is everything coming together, okay, to create everything. So the Empress, it's our connection to the Empress and the feminine, divine feminine. So when the swords meet the cups, we know from night to day. And what this is about is, this is an ending. This is our connection to the 10 of Swords with the South Node. And moving towards, in the creation of, expanding with the North Node, our life's purpose, our connection to Pisces, and expanding with the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Swords meets the 10 of Cups. And we expand with the power of purpose. And that is the power of love, the power of us, the power of truth, the power of authenticity, the power of creation, the power of everything. Everything we came here to do. Now, guys, I have two books coming together for scribed information today to share this message, so please bear with me. These messages that I've been starting to share at the channel have amped up. That's also because our gifts are amping up. Now, the last time we met up, we received this message, Sky Dancers Surrender. And it'll be linked down below if you haven't checked it out yet and feel called to. And we're surrendering to our expansion here. That's what we're doing. We're surrendering to our expansion, and that we are in co-creation. And what we need to do here is we're going to believe. We're going to believe as night turns to day. And this has to do with this, okay? We have the 12th house. This is where we went to escape and bring our light within, okay? To see the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. We had to see everything. We have to have a recalibration with the all, because we're getting to a deeper connection to source and seed energy from within to without. So we go within to escape. We see something we need to see. Very well, it may have even frightened us, but it was supposed to. Remember, this is that doom and gloom. This is that nightmare. This is that lowest of the low. In order for us to understand the highest of the high, and this is that contrast we need to create with. We need to create with the contrast of the lowest of the low and the highest of the high to expand through the center point. But now we're going to expand. We took our light within. Now we're going to take our light without. And we're going to expand with our light without after this transformation of what we've seen. But we need to believe. We have to add the frequency of belief. But this is the thing about this belief. We're going to know it. We're going to know this because this is about expanding through the mind. All right? Through the mind. And in order to do that, we're going to heal from conditioning. We're going to heal from the conditioning of the mind. So this has to do with direct focus in the present moment, where we silence fear and we just be us. And in order to do that, we're just going to focus on the present moment. We need to get out of the mind and be in our heart and just laser focus on the love and source energy in the present moment. Now, when we find the love in the present moment, source, our connection to source, us, life, creation, connection, healing, and we're going to hear this too. We're going to hear this. We're also going to be able to see our love from a future standpoint in order to create and expand this love anew with spirit, okay? And this has to do with the moon plus the sun. Let me just grab those cards, right? This has to do with the moon plus the sun. We expand our soul with spirit. And this is as we walk into co-creators with God and Goddess energy. Goddess, God energy, all right? And this is where we let go of control. And we see it from the cosmos. We're going to quiet the mind and feel the heart connected to the guts. This is where this is happening. We're going to feel the heart connected to the guts. And that's how we're going to elevate, okay? And remember, we're going to believe and have faith. Here's our heart. We're going to believe and have faith. And we're going to elevate. So what we do is we understand that we needed this contrast to create with, okay? We needed this contrast from a nightmare to a dream. Because this allows us to look within the cups, okay? We're going to look within these cups. And we know that this is the message, as we have the cup of lust that we've been looking into seeing, and the cup of spirits. Now, what we're doing is we're seeing that there's a connection to these cups, and we receive this activation. All right? It's sacred lust, because remember, this message is channeled for a specific group of twins that is going from lust to unconditional love, but it has had to experience this in order to experience and get to a deeper level of co-creation on mission work, and also to heal from lust and expand it into unconditional love, but to understand ourselves, to understand our connection to everything, to understand our connection to all of it. It's a deeper connection to all of life as we master ourselves. And it's also surrendering to healing to what being a co-creator is, and just creation here, and accepting all of it. You know, not like we accept all of it and surrender to all of it, but then we elevate and we co-create, okay? We co-create anew. So this isn't where we're turning away from our fears or we're turning away from what we don't like. We are seeing what we don't like. We are seeing the nightmare. We are literally seeing the nightmare. Okay? But we're literally seeing this. We're seeing this. This is justice. But this is allowing us to literally go within and face what we need to face. Confirmation right there from the universe that music just stopped. And go towards this. And then we see that we can't, we're going to go towards our heart, because we're going to see that we can't, we're going to go towards our heart and our pain. That's key, because we're going from pain into pleasure, and we're evolving pleasure into happiness as we mature the matter. We're going to see that everything is love, and we can't lose love, because love is everything. We're just going to untwist it, okay? But in order to do that, we need to see us first. We need to see our connections between this cup and this cup. because this is our connection to all of everything and how we're expanding from this cup to this cup. And remember, it does have to do with going within and healing with this part of ourselves. We need to heal with this part of ourselves. Look at how we're feeling here. But look at how we're feeling here and what we're able to do. And we're seeing this right now. This is the time that we're in. And this is to flower from the mind. We're going to flower from the mind, okay? Because what's happening is we are understanding how to focus our energy. Literally how to focus our energy through the present moment. We're going to, in the present moment, expand our mind. And as we're going to do that with a recalibration to the heart and our authenticity, and we're going to flower from the mind. Remember, when the swords meet the cups, the air element of communication meets the water element of sensing. Brain and heart coherence. And this is where we go from fear to love. But it's through the center point. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. So right now, we're in the midst of the Seven of Cups shift. Okay? Because we have to go back to the beginning right now. This is what I'm being shown. We have to go back to the beginning, and the beginning is our connection to the Eight of Cups, where we started off with when we started channeling this series of messages for this expansion. So we know that 7, right? 7 plus the Ace of Cups equals our connection to the 8, where we started off with. And remember, in the 8, we're moving away from sorrows, what's toxic, our pain, because we're creating an elevation from our sorrows. That's what we're in the midst of doing. And hang tight, we're going to talk about that momentarily. So 7 plus 1 cup is the Ace. 7 plus the Ace is 8. So we've gone back to the beginning. But we saw what we needed to see within the cup. Our connection to the feminine, the matter. Literally the matter, the 13 spheres of knowledge. Our connection to the unknown and expanding it with the masculine, the energy. And this, when we looked into this cup, we began healing. Our connection to the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups completion, okay? And this is where we're creating this elevation, but we have to allow the shifts between the new moon in Pisces and the new moon in Aries, where we have our official beginning. But this is where we let go and do the work. This is where we're healing from our impulses. We're healing from instant gratification. We're doing the work. We've gone back into our alignment with our mind and our heart. Brain and heart coherence, so we can move forward. Because we've had a recalibration with ourselves. Okay? And this has to do with the masculine seeing the energy within, reflected back within this cup. So the masculine seeing themselves. So there's, hold on. There is a formula to this I want to talk to you. So when the masculine, the energy, looks into this cup and it reflects off the matter, the feminine, into me, I see 2, I see 3, I see 3 plus more. And there's a heart chakra activation in here for us to believe. For us to believe in us. This is about us believing in us. And when we see what's reflected back to us within this cup, we understand what's of us. We understand what's of our path. We know who we are at a deeper level. We know who our counterpart is at a deeper level. A connection to source, energy, and all of life. This being able to expand life at a deeper level. But we're honoring that we had to have this contrast from a nightmare into a dream in order to do so. And remember, this is about that connection to the 2 and 3 of Cups. I don't know, we're right here. Remember, into me, I see, when we look into this cup, into me, I see me. I see 2. I see 3 plus more. I see my connection to everything, to all of life, and I expand. And I'm expanding from within to without. I'm expanding this connection from within to without, and honoring that that's how we're meeting up on this bridge. And this bridge, when we meet up on this bridge, we have to allow time to meet up on this bridge, the shape-shifting, but it has to do with our receptivity, okay? It has to do with our receptivity. And what we're doing right now is being able to express ourselves. We're being able to express ourselves. That's what the cup is about. But we're expressing ourselves because the cup is connected to our truth, okay? Remember, when the swords meet the cups, we go from night until day. And the swords are meeting the cups in order to elevate. Remember, from sadness, the 5 of Cups, into happiness. And we remember that we're walking on a tightrope. So this is where we're going to laser focus with our authentic vibration. We're going to focus and create movement when we express ourselves with our connection to us and our authenticity. This has to do with 639 hertz. A recalibration to our relationships and our environment through ourself. 963 hertz, our authentic vibration, and 741 hertz, us expressing this, us expressing our truths. That's why the swords must meet the cups in order for us to create this expansion. And this has to do with now switching operating systems from ego to spirit, the past to the present, okay? So this is where I feel like I almost want to move this a little bit, guys, just so that you guys can see it. Channeled information, described information a little bit better here. I still want to keep everything connected. So this is where, well, let's just move this way. And we'll move back. We have the new moon in Pisces. The sun, the element of air, remember, communicating, meets the water element, sensing. The mother, the sun, the air meets the cups. And this allows us to get in alignment with the father, the element of fire, for our expansion. Now, the father, our desires, will meet the mother, okay? Which is sensing. So, this expansion is our thoughts, the power of the mind, plus our emotions, the power of our emotions, the energy expressed in motion, expanding into energy in motion, power of emotion, plus force, action, acting on it, and grounding it in this Virgo full moon. And it's the worm moon. And this goes now, excuse me, to this formula. This formula where we're turning pleasure into pain. So this is where the matter goes within. The matter stops looking to the energy, okay? The 6 of Cups. Within the 6 of Cups, the matter is going to stop looking to the energy and it's going to expand. And this is the formula of pleasure into pain. And this is where we honor this elevation, where we're going from pleasure, from pleasure into happiness, where we mature the matter with the energy, but we're also restoring pleasure. That's key in this shift. We're restoring pleasure back for us and our counterpart and our connection. But in order to do this, we need to see within. Remember, into me I see, because this has to do with a change in frequency, receptivity. And we know this has to do with nourishment right now of the mouth, our connection to divine kisses, right? Because we got this activation with this, and it's the two serpents. And we understand that when we drink from these cups, we're nourishing within, but also when we speak our truth, that is also coming from our mouth. Our communication is coming from our mouth. And that is affecting our receptivity. We know that this has to do with an elevation. We're elevating with our solar plexus, right? I don't know where that card went. We're elevating with our solar plexus, okay? That's what's going within. This has to be of nourishment within, and of nourishment with what we're speaking, our truths, our receptivity. So to have this elevation, we're working with our lower chakras with laser focusing on our central sun, which is our solar plexus. We're finding our personal power from within to without, not without to within. We're not seeking stimulus without, because that's going to put our pleasure centers out of balance. We are expanding with our personal power from within. Now, when we don't speak our truths, this also puts our third eye, it blocks our third eye, because from the 5th center, which is our throat chakra, to the 6th center, we're not speaking our truth. We're blocking our throat chakra. So we need to work with these chakras in order to expand, as well as our truth, in order to activate with our third eye. And this is our receptivity, and this is how we're meeting up on this bridge. This is how we've continued to create this bridge when night turns to day in the land of the in-between. But we have to see what we need to see. So this has to do with transmuting pain right now. Into me I see, and we're going to transmute pain. So we have to honor to where we twisted it. So from pleasure into pain, we seek pleasure, and this has to do with our pleasure centers, to feel upliftment, and to take, this is where we take pleasure out of balance. This is laser focusing on our endocrine system, our adrenal glands, and our kidneys. The more we seek pleasure, the more we need to feel pleasure. And so now we're in overstimulus. And this we end up becoming desensitized to it. So we're going to restore balance by creating happiness, where we mature. We're going to mature, but it's also going to restore this space and place, because this space and place, it's out of balance. So we're doing it here. This is our connection to Pisces and Jupiter. So we're going to untwist it, bring it back to God, the divine, for creation. So the formula for pain into pleasure. And that's what we're doing here. Into me, I see. And I've gone back to the beginning with the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. We need to go back to the beginning. This is about this. The 7 of Cups plus the Ace brings us back to the beginning. But we saw something here in order to create anew and expand. And what we saw anew has connected to us meeting up on this bridge. As night turns to day, from a nightmare to a dream, where we have this ending with the swords that are in the mind and a beginning with the cups, our emotions, sensing. So, and we need to communicate something. We want to communicate and express something in order to meet up here. This has to do with our receptivity. This is divine. This is divine how we end up here. It's through our receptivity. It's through us. It's through our authenticity. This has to do with where we stop chasing love because we can't lose love, because we can't lose ourselves, and we can't lose our connection to source energy and life and ourselves unless we separate ourselves from it and cut ourselves off. We're not doing that anymore. So this is where we're going to let me find my words, guys. Restore pain back into pleasure. So we need to see that we're going to use pain as an edge rather than feed into patterns of addiction, separation, or seeking pleasure. So we're going to make a sacrifice of love and use pain as fuel to heal and rebalance our pleasure centers. And this has to do with a laser focus on our kidneys and adrenal glands. Now, I've been called to do 21 days with the stimulants that I have been called to go without, and I'm going to share this at the channel. And I've been shown that this elevation that I'm working on is from the middle world to the upper worlds. As I have taken a descent into the lower worlds and taken 21 days to get back to the middle world. This was part of mission work that I was working on. Now I'm going to take 21 days to go from the middle world to the upper world and come back again. And I'll be sharing that on the channel. So when we are doing this work, we are seeing the love in the pain, the positive in the negative. And this is why we had to go back to the beginning. Because we have to see love in the pain and we have to see the positive in the negative. This has to do with us and turning fear into love through the center point. Because this expansion is happening through the center point. Remember, this has to do with flowering of the mind. We're going to flower from the mind. So, in order to do this, I'm going to move this to over here. This has to do with being alone. Remember, because when we create this elevation, we're honoring that we are alone here. And this is going to allow us to heal from separation and codependency and this work that we're doing with our cup and our sword. So, we need to change perception, to change the angle of manifestation, because this has to do with how we're meeting up on this bridge. So we need to go, remember, we took pleasure into pain with patterns of separation and addiction. Now we're honoring that we're going back from pain into pleasure, but these cups are connected. This was sacred. There's a healing here, and this allows us to heal with the lowest of low in life. This is where we get off our pedestal. And we see it's all connected. We see that it's all one. And how we're expanding it and why we're expanding it. But this is also too how we're healing from being on our pedestals. Like, there's a spiritual ego death here, and we're really seeing it for what it is. All of it. So we're going to change our perception, right, of manifestation. And this is the point of manifestation, attraction. So we're going to trust the universe has our back. And this is drastic, guys. We have to remember, there is peace in surrender and acceptance. And there's power there because we make room, we clear what needs to go and to elevate and create anew. So we need to trust the universe has our back and is inspiring and creating for our greatest good. This is that, we're baking a cake and the formula is the mind and the ingredients are the heart. And we want this to be the best formula and the ingredients. We need the heart, right? So the formula of us, the formula that's of us, our authenticity of our path, our mind, our uniqueness, where we're going, our expansion. But the ingredients are the heart. And this manifestation point is connected to past and the future through the present moment. And it's all one, and we're literally collapsed time. And we use the past as nourishment. We are not our mistakes. This was experience for us to create within the present moment. We're co-creators. So we're going to let this go and use it as nourishment for our present. We're not going to laser focus on our past and get high off nostalgia lane. We're going to laser focus on the present moment. Know that our past is nourishment, but our present moment experience nourishment. I'm a co-creator. I needed to understand this to get here. From a nightmare to a dream, however you want to look at it. And we are in a daydream, in the present moment. And the present moment right now is creating the future. Everything is one. We collapse time. We heal with time. Now, this allows us to change the past, the present, and future at the same time. We're going to shift timelines. Okay? So this has to do with our point of manifestation, our point of attraction. We're going to elevate this. And right now, we are elevating this here. Okay? Now, let's share this message, and then we're going to get the rest of it. Let's see what book did this come from. Okay. So, Fool's Embrace. Transmuting pain, allowing life to love you, the experience of both lands. Well, look at that. All right, guys. Okay. Let's do this. I feel called to, so we're doing it. Okay. Transmuting pain, allowing life to love you, the experience of both lands. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven through our existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild disappointment or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resisting it, running from it or judging it as bad or unfair or as hostile. Okay, so we're just going to bear witness to it. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth envelop you in love and compassion. What if you could learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open up to a greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in the narrative of the tarot, the fool will be at the beginning of your life's adventure and at the end when you're integrated all the wisdom accumulated along the journey. He will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to reveal in both the beauty and the desperation of life that this and that will always be true. Remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty and causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in radical acceptance that everything has value and is well now and will be. Remember that today as you feel the fool's embrace. Everything is well. This has to go with the next message. All right, let's come out of here now. Ooh, wow, we can. Oh, I didn't know we could get. Guys, I'm learning about the phone right now. Didn't know we could come out this much. Okay, all right. No, get back on track here. Get back on track. So, how do I feel satisfied instead of feeling worried? This has to do with wholeness. Okay, source. Trust in source, love, trust in the universe, the present moment. So each twin is getting fully into alignment with the center point of creation, and that's the bridge. And each twin is going to meet up in the center point of creation in the land of in between, because we're creating this. We are creating this. So this has to do with a deeper level of wholeness between each twin. And this is a deeper level between themselves and to connection and creation in everything. So we know 639 hertz, reconnection to self and others and relationships. 852 hertz, intuition and wisdom. 963 hertz, true state of being. And 741 hertz, expression. This is where we express it. In the land of the in-between. So we're going in the 3D. This has to do with we're dissatisfied and then we manifest. We're not doing that anymore. We're changing the formula. We're going to be in gratitude and love to manifest at the present moment. Okay, this is our connection to the 5D, and this is our alignment. We need to focus on our alignment with our energy. Now, there is going to be more information regarding this message here. I have had a vision of a formula of how the feminine is going. The feminine has gone down, 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 and the masculine has gone up, up, up. And then the masculine will go down, 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 and the feminine will go up, 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 and we'll meet in the center point. Okay? And I wrote this on February 13th. So this has to do, and this message, I need to take, and this is all of us, remember, this is what we're doing, all the pain and turn it back into love through us, okay? So we're going to bring it back to God, creation, to recalibrate with, thus having a fresh start between the masculine and feminine through the center point. And this is connected to the inner child, where heaven meets earth. Okay, the center point of it all, connection to Middle Earth. Now, this is big because it's the center point. Okay, and it's the center point where we're flowering and we're spiraling out of the mind, and it's the center point in the Two of Cups with the Patch Tarot with love. And I just want to get that present here. So we have this. We're expanding through the center point here. Okay? As well as when we flower from the mind, we are, where is that? Where's that flower? Where are you, flower? Right here, right in front of my face. So, center point, connection, center point, connection. And this has to do with, we're going to get an activation. I'm feeling called to get an activation. We're getting an activation right here. What is happening here? Well, we know we're present in the present moment. I am presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. with, we know star being guides, answer the call, a time to shine. And we got these 3 messages together with voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine supports. And this was Into Me I See. Got these messages together on Into Me I See. And it's connected to expanding love. And this is the love of we came here to experience, the story we came here, the story of us, and the connection to these Canadian geese, and these Canadian geese mate for life. Okay? All right, what is being activated here? And I'm feeling called to put these cards back in here. All right. What is being... Oh, there it is. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. With crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. And there it is. Akashic records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. Akasha is a Sanskrit word that means either or, sky-based. And as explained above, the Akashic records are a compendium of universal events. Experiences and lifetimes held in the spiritual realms. We can visit the Akashic records in dreams, visions, and meditations. When we are transported or guided to connect with them, we are being given the opportunity to take an inventory of our life and all the events that have taken place in it, and to gain information. So we're going to... This is to help us fulfill our purpose in this lifetime. And this is working with the light, the angels, source. The universe is asking you to release you from past experiences. These can be soul-based memories, fears. You have the freedom to re-rate your story. You can do this by following through on your dreams. But we have to move away from fear, and it's time to rise up and claim the truth. There's another message here, because we know we are expanding. What is it? Message. What is this connected to? There we go. There it is. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. With the sword of light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. It's lit. This is lit. Look, the light is here. The light is here. We're expanding. Remember, we have this sword. The sword's connected to us and our magic. We're lit. We're lit with our truths. All right, guys. Love, light, and healing energy sent your way to crave it today. I look forward to seeing you again next time when we expand. Until then, you know that I am sending it to you, those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care.